Good evening, my friends, and welcome to the next episode of URU, Complete Chronicles Path of the Shell. Last time out, we were looking at Arnone. And... oh. Interesting. Not really sure why that wasn't appearing. Something's gone very strange today with OBS, clearly. Alright, never mind. Right. We were... I'm just going to turn that error off into the corner. Now watch me scramble to fix that for next week, because I won't remember that I've turned that off, and I'll be like, why don't I have any chat? Basically, chat, we don't have any chat because Stream Elements is down today. Last time out, we were at Arnone, and we stumbled across a very curious fourth location. So where are we in terms of our understanding? Well, where we are in terms of our understanding is this stained glass window maybe has more to it than meets the eye, right? What we've basically got is we've got something like 4 spheres, 3 of which are supposed to be accessible, and every time you link in and out of them, the things are rotating round, right? So they're kind of moving in position, yeah? Now, when you are linking in and out using the main book, when you link out, the thing rotates. But when you link out using your Relto book, the thing doesn't rotate. And so you return to where you were, but something, the journey cloth can maybe or maybe not get out of sync with the main book. We're going to be experimenting with some stuff, okay? We stumbled across the solution, possibly, last time out, but then we kind of messed it up, and we now don't have the solution. So there we go. Right. Okay, so this is Space Arnone, right? If we Relto out of Space Arnone, is this like that episode of Rem 2 where the note-taking software died? No. The note-taking software itself is perfectly fine. For some reason, the link to it kind of got a little bit upset. Right, so we Relto out. We Relto out. We link back in again. We're still in space. Fine. So far, so normal. Now, we're going to go to the cathedral area first. Good chance. Think we'll definitely be done with Arnone by this one. Probably. I think if we spend the whole 2 hours stuck on this one exercise, that might be a bit much. That means you guys will have had 6 hours of Arnone content, which is like probably enough for anyone. Right, now, the book in the cathedral takes you to the same place that the book in your Relto takes you, right? So those don't get out of sync. Okay. Now, where did we leave the... Oh, incidentally, I've been being very good, and I haven't like re-watched and taken notes of the one from 2 weeks ago to try and retrace my steps or anything like that. But we didn't do very much, to be honest. Now, where did we leave our linking... Where did we leave our rag? Okay, so the rag is in the back room. Now this is number 1. This is Water Anone. Wait a minute. How can this be Water Anone if the main linking book is taking us to Space Anone? Right. Because certainly those didn't used to be out of sync with each other. Now, notably as well, right, I want to make very particular note of this. Our current journey cloth takes us here. There is another journey cloth over there. Now, we commented, because I remember thinking that this was weird at the time. Why would there be a second journey cloth in a location that's very easy to get to from the journey cloth you currently have? Okay. So... we're going to go back to Relto. We're going to go to Space Anone, take the exit out of Space Anone, and then take our journey cloth again and see if that still leads us to Water Anone. I suspect it won't. I suspect it will give us some information about which way this is rotating round. Someone said something about a spoiler in the chat, so I'm going to avoid... I'm not looking. I'm going to avoid looking at it. I saw you guys discussing a spoiler that you put in there. So I will leave it to you guys to decide whether that's a spoiler or not. We have a couple of moderators in the chat, so if you guys think it's a spoiler, just go ahead and delete the message. Okay, here's the right. So we will link out of this one. Things going to shift around. Spiper deleted Dr. Spire's message. Thank you, Spiper. So we're discussing on the Discord whether we also should get some YouTube moderators as well. It's something I'm thinking about. Actually, do you know what the other thing I'm thinking about? Right, and I would be really interested to hear your guys' opinion on this, is YouTube memberships versus Patreon. Right, we're back on Water Anone. Oh yes, I forgot actually. I just saw that tower, so I thought I'd just sort of bring this up and sort of mention it. Right, I kind of weirdly have a feeling that maybe wait, hang on, where's my picture of the tower? Yeah, we've got like this thing which is like 4 lights, and on the other side it's 3 lights. And we obviously have 3 locations that are rotating, but then sometimes you've got 4 locations, so I'm wondering... So part of me is wondering if there's like a tower rotation, sphere rotation thing going on. So we're keeping an eye out for that, because I have a vague recollection that... Well, I don't really know. I don't think... Oh... Okay, that one, to be fair, is totally on me. Because I wasn't really paying attention, and I just totally had a mind blank for a moment that this game obviously doesn't have guardrails. You can totally just walk into the water. Only one twitching! You are here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, because I have a sort of... I don't know. I mean, that the tower is still in the same orientation to what we originally took the picture. But, I don't know. It's kind of one of those ones where it's like... You got the 3 and you got the 4 and the 4th hidden location, and I don't know. It kind of feels like... Especially given that the button in the tower is the thing that we pulled, which kind of messed everything up a little bit, right? Like, getting to the tower was what kind of kicked this whole thing off. So it kind of feels like the tower is relevant. Also, I haven't forgotten, we've just not done it yet, that you can totally visit that tower in... what do we call it? Foganone? And we've not been to it yet. You can totally get into that tower, but there's no door to it. So, but we've not been in there. That's still on the list to do. I haven't forgotten about it. Right, we're gonna try and Relto back. That's kind of annoying. Okay, come on. Why is it not letting me move my mouse? Oh my word. James Moores asks, what is there to moderate? Mostly spoilers, to be honest. Like, if people... So to be clear... There we go, we've fixed it. To be clear, I have, thankfully, because you guys are all great, and you are all, you know, the best people... I have never had to deal with someone who is in bad faith intentionally trying to ruin the viewing experience for other people, right? I've never had someone coming along to the chat or to the comment section and intentionally trying to ruin it. But in people's enthusiasm, and I want people to comment and talk about their experiences playing the game, right? And why the game is interesting and important for them and so forth. But obviously sometimes in people's enthusiasm, you know, you sometimes do get a little bit close to accidentally hinting maybe a bit too hard. So that was just something we were discussing on the Discord as to whether YouTube moderators... Maybe it's around about time to get a YouTube moderator. I don't know. Thinking about it. This is Key. Key is 3. So we're in space, Anone. Which is really not what I was expecting. And I tell you why I wasn't expecting that. I thought we were offset, but actually we've swapped. So we were in space, and the back room was Water Anone. Now we're on Water Anone, and the back room is Space Anone. So where's Fog Anone? Huh? Oh shoot, James! No, that's a big spoiler! Nah, James has just commented, Rosebud dies at the end. Spoiler alert for a movie that is literally 90 years old. If you don't know which movie, don't look it up. Well, yeah. Oh dear. Lost in Uru says spoilers and rude people. Oh, I don't mind people being a bit rude, to be honest. Like, I tend to give people a large benefit of the doubt. I tend to give people a large benefit of the doubt because, you know, people all kind of approach the world differently, right? And especially when you're talking about something as niche as like the retro puzzle gaming space, right? There are people who are going to be from all kinds of different backgrounds, all kinds of different cultural backgrounds, as well as, you know, other sort of flavors of people like neurospicy people and so forth. And so I tend to try and just not take... Like, if someone makes a bit of an odd comment, I tend not to try and take it too literally, you know? I tend to try and give people the benefit of the doubt in terms of, like, what they were trying to get to. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, yeah, you know, there has been the unfortunate occasions over time where it's like, yeah, okay, if something eventually ends up crossing the line, it's a bit of a shame, but you know, sometimes you have to draw a line somewhere, right? Wow, that all got really heavy. Anyway, the one I was really originally talking about was, well, we'll wait for that when we see where this book takes us for. This part of the expansion always got you super confused. Well, we'll see if we can work it out, Shroomfi. Yeah, absolutely. Only one twitching says, well, I can certainly spoil it, not that I would want a mod. Like, oh, thank you. What an offer. Am I... Trank0007 asks, am I meaning to imply that retro cozy puzzlers... Oh yeah, I forgot cozy as well, right? Because we also try and cultivate a bit of a cozy vibe, too. Retro cozy puzzlers aren't mainstream. Well, let me put it this way, Trank. I'm not expecting to ever... I'm not really expecting to ever hit 1 million subscribers. Let's put it that way. It's a bit niche. Oh dear. I'm not looking to quit my day job anytime soon. Start measuring up for my YouTuber yacht or whatever YouTubers who end up being wildly successful spend their money on. Okay, now we're in Foganone. Where does sending us to the back room now go? I have a sneaking suspicion maybe it takes us exactly where we need to go. Maybe. Because if space and water swap, do fog and the 4th location swap? Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do. Okay, good. So that means we can... Well, I don't want to say reliably, but it means that we have a mechanism to get back here. Now, how odd. This door is closed. But didn't this... I don't really want to touch that because it might mess everything up. Wasn't this opened? Didn't we open this door previously? Now I'm having a struggling of remembrance. Hang on. 230. Yes, we have that one in our notebook, for sure. The back room, says Spiper. Dr. Spire, on spoilers for movies that are 90 years old, says... At a certain point, I think it's an if you were gonna watch it, you'd have watched it by now situation. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Although, there are some movies which are still old, which if you don't actually know how they end... Oh, that's a big impact, right? Now, let's throw some movie recommendations out there. Now, I mean, I don't want to say, let's throw some movie recommendations out there which have big twists at the end, right? But let's say, let's throw some movie recommendations out there which appear to be going one direction, but then they're really actually like, you know, they maybe do something a little bit unexpected. Dr. Zhivago, right? That's my that's my out of left field recommendation, right? It's a movie from the 50s. The book won the Nobel Prize. It's about the Russian Revolution broadly, but it's more about like individual people who are living through the Russian Revolution. The ending is maybe not what you'd expect. Spiber says, I suppose it depends on how well known the movie is. A 100-year-old movie you've never heard of can still be spoiled. Yeah. Movies to watch all but the ending of. Dodo says Existence. Now that is not a movie I am familiar with. Right, let's pull that lever, which might mess everything up in terms of what we've just done. Because maybe... Okay, so what I'm thinking now, in terms of the fact that, like, space and thing kind of got swapped, maybe this is like an inner ring, outer ring situation, where the two rings are, like, rotating round each other. So we've made it here, which is great. Now from here... If I recall correctly, what we did was we went out to Relto because we were like, oh, well, yeah. And then we just linked back in to Arnone and we ended up in the fourth location. I think we linked to here. Wah, 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 wah. Right. Now this only gets us back to where we were before I messed everything up. PWJB says, dare I ask what our current understanding of Anone is? So our current understanding is, Anone is 4 giant spheres, which are rotating around each other in some way, or rotating around a central point, such that when you are linking to it, because you are linking to the same spot in space, you end up in a different set of surroundings, because they rotate every time you link in and out. Now, how this fourth location works, I'm not terribly sure. I feel like we have an understanding of how to get back to it, at least in terms of what we've done so far, but as the chat pointed out last time out, I kind of slightly won the URU lottery apparently, because we sort of got to here without having a very clear understanding of how we got to here. So do be patient and expect me to kind of mess it up a little bit and maybe accidentally just link us back to Water Anone and go round the whole thing again. Tom Dodd asks me, what do we see here? What do we see? What we see is a man holding the world, or at least a representation of a man holding the world, like the Titan Atlas. Hey, we've got Falcon V700. Dedo says, I think you should probably consider the age of a person you're talking to there. I know enough young people these days who have no idea about the originals. Hang on, I must have missed... Oh, original Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars is an interesting one to spoil, for sure, because it is kind of like... It's such a ubiquitous cultural touchstone, but as the originals get older and older, it does stop being like so well known, right? Here's the thing, Tom Dodd has redeemed What Do You See? Which is the community's way of very subtly hinting to me that the answer to the puzzle is somewhere here, or that I'm supposed to do something here. But I can't really see exactly what I would be expected to be doing. What we see is a statue in Sin City. Yeah, what I see is a statue of a man who had an incredible ego. Yes. Anna's advice is... Oh, the Redeem was a while ago. Oh, the Redeem wasn't necessarily in this room. Like, it's hard to believe that the answer is... not in this room, because it's so hard to get into this room. There isn't a journey cloth here to reset our position, you know? Part of me is thinking, it might be a big step back in the puzzle, but part of me is thinking we should check out the inside of the tower in Fogonone. That involves, though, changing the position of our dishcloth, you know, our journey rag. And if we change the position of our journey cloth, we need to then swim back out in Water Anone to reset that, which we totally can. That's not a big deal. Like, maybe it is worth doing that just to eliminate it as a thing we need to do. Okay. Oh, Spiper says that I believe the Redeem happened when we were in the back rooms. Aha. Yaha. Well, in that case then, yes. Although, interestingly enough, we used a journey cloth to get to the back rooms, and then we pulled the switch, which opened the door, and then that moved this sphere into the main Anone area. So actually, I have a feeling that if we journey cloth from here, we're going to get into the Fogonone back room, which I also don't think we've ever been to, or we might have done. I can't remember. Oh, interesting. So that is closed, that door. So where have we ended up? Yes. So this is the Fogonone back room. Okay. Fine. Okay. We're going for the Fogonone Tower. Tea today is Tetley, because I had a long day at work today, and chamomile just isn't going to cut it for the evening, you know? So we go back to here. We're going to work our way round, and we will leave this one. Okay, and here we see, in all of its glory, the benefits of turning on A and D. Man, every game should be able to be played one-handed. That's the dream, that is. Oh, incidentally, because Stream Elements is down, I also don't have my stream notifications up. But so yeah, if you do follow or subscribe right now, I don't think anything will play. Just so that you're aware. But I will read out any follows or subscriptions that we do get. Right, now, when we cycle through this time, okay, we're now in Water Anone. The journey cloth is... the journey cloth's here, isn't it? So let's get out there. Oh yeah, tank controls is best controls. Genuinely, I have a feeling this is something that I have absolutely no basis for suggesting. It's kind of one of those gut feelings. Oh no, there isn't a journey cloth back here. The journey cloth must be in the fog realm. Right, okay, never mind then. So, when you're looking at a map, right, you need to kind of rotate it in your head. Like, if you're looking at a map and you're travelling south, you need to, like, rotate the map in your head to know whether you're going to turn left or right at the next junction or whatever, right? And I have a kind of sneaking suspicion that playing video games with tank controls as a young person has significantly helped my ability to rotate objects in my mind without needing to physically see them rotate. Do you know what I mean? Like, it kind of feels to me like playing tank controls is really, really good practice, like ridiculously good practice at effectively visually having to rotate objects mentally in real time. But I don't really have any evidence for that, except that to me it feels like it's a likely thing. I don't know. Okay, right, so we're going to turn this into Fog Anone. PWJB subscribed with Prime. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. That is much appreciated. That reminds you, you do have a Prime token hanging around somewhere. Oh, that's very much appreciated. Thank you. Yes, if any of you are Amazon Prime purchasers, if any of you have an Amazon Prime subscription, which many people do, you know, they do movies and music, and apparently they offer next day delivery nowadays. It's amazing what you can buy on the internet. But yes, Amazon provide all of their Prime subscribers, all of their Prime peeps, with one free Twitch subscription every month, which is awfully kind of them. And yes, it's always super duper appreciated when you guys choose to give me your Prime sub, you know, because I know there's obviously a lot of content creators out there to compete with, and yeah, and it's always very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Perfect for me, who doesn't use Twitch other than for my channel. Oh, thanks, Streamfi. Oh my word. So hang on, wait, you're literally just using Twitch to watch me? That's commitment. That's, yeah. Right, now, if we go... Now, we were just on Fogonone. So this is going to take us to Fogonone. I kind of want to see where this one takes... We literally just touched the journey cloth. Of course we know where that's going to take us. Ah! Right. I was going to say, I'm kind of interested to see which back room that takes... No, we know. Also, we need to exit Fogonone using the actual exit book. So, back here. So, the other one I've been thinking of, and I'd be really interested to hear, particularly from the YouTube comment section, particularly from the channel members in the YouTube comment section, is what you guys think of Patreon rather than YouTube memberships. Because YouTube memberships work, but they are a little bit clunky to administer. And I've been looking at Patreon as an alternative, and initially I thought to myself, well, I'll keep everything on YouTube because, like, YouTube memberships, YouTube videos, it all kind of works because it's all in the same ecosystem and it all sort of works together harmoniously. But YouTube memberships, it kind of has like a couple of things that I think are sort of missing as features, like scheduling videos is a little bit of a funny one. So I can schedule videos to become public, but I can't schedule videos to become available to members. I have to do that manually. So it kind of relies on me being physically around on the day that that needs to be like published for members and so forth. And things like the playlists are always messing up, and I think that kind of has something to do with scheduling for members early as well. And Patreon feels like it might end up being a much smoother experience from a like an operational point of view. And it kind of feels like there might be some other benefits to it as well. Like, for example, if you host the videos in Vimeo rather than YouTube for the members-only videos on Patreon, then they're totally ad-free as well, which... Now, admittedly, Vimeo's a paid service, so it kind of depends on how much storage space you have and stuff. Right, so now we need to touch this one, and we work our way back round to Fogonone. Anyway, there's a lot of considerations to it, right? And it's not a decision that I'm going to make anytime soon. It's a decision that I'm sort of like mulling over, weighing up the pros and cons of. But I'd be really interested to hear from people as to what your general perception of Patreon is, and whether actually YouTube memberships are preferred or whether Patreon is... I mean, maybe Patreon's preferred. I mean, Patreon's obviously incredibly popular. Loads of people use it. But, yeah, thoughts on a postcard on that one, because, I don't know. I kind of feel as well that... Well, yeah, no. I mean, depending on how smooth we can get the operational aspects of the Patreon side, might be possible to actually get the videos published, like, more... Not more frequently, because obviously I only record so many episodes a week still, but, like, slightly earlier. Because then I don't have to worry about things like the keywords and the SEO and the tags and the thumbnails and so forth if I'm publishing them to Patreon rather than publishing them on YouTube. But anyway, yeah. I'll leave that topic there. I don't really have anything else to add to that. I'll keep you updated on where my thinking is on it. I mean, it's just kind of like random ramblings from a Thursday. It's mostly because I got really frustrated about like the orchestration options on YouTube, because you can you can publish something, you can schedule something, and you can make something private or unlisted, or you can turn it into members only, but you can't set like combinations of those things. Which is like, yeah, it's fine, but yeah. On the other hand though, YouTube does have certain benefits to it. Automatic closed captions are super nice if you watch with subtitles on. And YouTube also does like auto dubbing now as well, so I think you can actually, a couple days after a video is published, I think you can actually like listen to me in German and stuff. I think it auto dubs me though, probably with like an AI or something. Well, no, obviously it would be with an AI. I have no idea how good it would be. Okay, so if we now link and we link back, so that was a really long story. All we've been doing is trying to get the pieces in place to be able to get to the Fogonone Tower. Okay, we're going to get inside the Fogonone Tower. Maybe that's not going to be anything interesting. Maybe it will. Unclear. Tritz says, oh hey Tritz, I didn't see you join the chat actually. Hello, welcome, good evening. Tritz says the auto dub is really bad. Fair enough. James also says, of what I've heard from other creators, the auto dub is atrocious. Right, now if we journey cloth, we are going to get back to... Oh, we didn't... Ah, there we go. That, on its own, makes this excursion worth it, right? Come on. Give me my thing, right. Because we didn't have that one before. Now. Okay, we've got the ladders, as before. Wow. So, universally, everyone agrees the auto-dubbing, terrible. The auto-dubbing, terrible. It would be kind of funny. So, my wife is German, for anyone who didn't know. My wife is German. It would be kind of funny to ask her to dub one of my videos for me. Maybe we should do that for our 1,000 subscriber special. I wouldn't get her to dub a 2-hour video though. That would be pretty horrendous. Auto-translated video titles are horrible. Oh dear. How does clickbait work in German? Like, does the format, I spent 30 days doing X, here's Y, like, does that format, like, translate directly into a good title? And you'll never believe what happened next. Oh, not only are they badly translated, they fool you into thinking a video is in a different language than it is. That's a really good point, actually, yeah. Tom Dodd says, someone was showing me an AI attempt to translate Gen's Japanese speech dub back to English. Okay, well, there's nothing outside that window at all. Okay. Useful exercise coming here, because we needed those verses. However, what do we get by doing this? Kind of a whole lot of nothing. Okay. Okay. I want to test one thing, and if the test works, I think we'll have a good understanding of the mechanism of this thing, right? Although, maybe not. So, these levers that we're pulling, they're moving the stuff. I have a feeling that the levers in the back rooms are moving the inner ring or whatever. Or, like, I feel like there's an inner ring, outer ring situation going on here. The way the journey cloth got out of sync with the main sphere, I feel like they're rotating round each other. And I feel like the lever in the tower in Water Anone is the one that's controlling the offset, and then they're rotating round together. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay. So, with that, now you said we'd be up to Myst 5 End of Ages by next week. I'm starting to get a little bit worried. It's nearly 9 o'clock. I'm starting to get a little bit worried on that one. Okay. I'm thinking, where haven't we seen? Okay. Where haven't we seen? Have we seen all of the back rooms? I think we have, but all of the back rooms have doors, but only one of the doors has ever opened for us. Oh, Jaffrus. Okay, in my defense, Jaffrus had no faith and said that there's no chance we'll be on Myst 5 by next week. Good. Thank you. And I mean that. That actually takes the pressure off quite a lot. Right, we're going to Water Anone. We're going to go and have a swim, right? To reset our journey cloths to the outside edges. We might not, depending on how quick some things click. Ooh. PWJB says, I think once you crack an One, it's smooth sailing from there. Unless I forgot something. It's been a while. My problem is that if there's something we're supposed to do with that giant statue, it's really not obvious to me what it is. So I'm hoping that what we need to do with that statue will kind of present itself in the fullness of time. Like, here's the secret to streaming puzzle games. Here's the secret to streaming puzzle games. 95% of it is just wandering about until a solution comes to you. Everett to the rescue says, no, you did forget something. Just to let you know. Oh, okay. Right. So, the first thing I would like to do, right, we're not touching that yet. The first thing I want to do is I want to reset our journey cloth position. Now, resetting our journey cloth position whilst we are physically located in water Anone is going to put the journey cloth in the water Anone back room. Okay. Now, pulling the lever in the water Anone back room. Oh. Wait, what? I'm sure the tunnel was here last time. So, I'm pretty sure the outer edge of this sphere is indeed moving, right? Because I am 100% sure that the tunnel was behind there last time we were doing this. Didn't the tunnel have a big crack in the wall above it? Yeah, it did, but like, I'm sure we went behind that one last time. Like, I'm so sure. I'm 100% sure on that. Don't try and trick me, chat. Do you know what though? I am enjoying this age. And I feel that overall, once all's said and done, I have quite enjoyed my URU experience. Everyone was warning me that URU's... yeah, sliding around. Okay. Everyone was warning me that, like, URU, it's quite different from Myst. You know, like, be prepared for, like, quite a different experience. But, you know what? Yeah. It's alright. It's pretty good. It's okay. It's alright. I mean, of course, you guys really make it. Right? Like, make the experience. So, we're going to reset this. Beep boop. And we might be able to... I don't know. I can see a thing out there and I can see a thing out there. If I pull this lever... Now we've reset that. We're going to pull the lever in the... Oh. Fair enough. Well, that did nothing. Oh, what? Oh, you're gonna make me walk all the way around this way? I am quite looking forward to Myst 5. It's going to be a real end of a journey, you know? Once we're done with Myst 5, that's not going to be the end of our Myst journey, of course. Because I'm very, very keen. I've never played the original Myst point and click, right? Including the original recipe rhyme. So, I think it would be nice to go back to that and play that as the final game in the series. Because yeah, I've played the remake, and my understanding is that the Myst remake is literally a remake of Myst, unlike Riven, which was more like what would you call it? Like, not even really a spiritual successor, because it is a remake. It's more like a director's cut, in a way. Myst 5 End of Ages is more like URU End of Ages. Wait, what's URU End of Ages? I think that might be the first time I'm twigging someone actually talking about that. Is that like part of the online... Oh, come on, game, come on. Why you do this? There we go. Man. Now this is one of the advantages of having a game engine, right? Using a game engine as a middleware. I think URU had its own game engine, right? Is that correct? Now. Excuse me. Open. Right, great. Huh. So that crack has stayed in the same spot. And I can see the tunnel behind it, in fact. Which is maybe not exactly what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting it to move. Well, there's only really one way to find out if that has done anything, right? We're going to go and hit the journey cloth warp and see if it just takes us to the Water Anone back room. Okay. Interesting. We are in Foganone. Okay. So that not working. So Water Anone now backrooms to Fog Anone. Previously Water Anone was backrooming to Space Anone. So back to the tower. If I pull the lever again, do I then come round to the back room is the Space Anone back room? Right, so back here, back here. Wait a minute. Ah, wait. Okay. The lever in the tower is moving the whole sphere, right? So we're now linking in both the back room and the main page are both linking into Fog Anone because both link points, the journey cloth and the main linking point from Water Anone, have been replaced by Fog Anone. Now that means there's no way to get back to Water Anone without going all the way around again. So we've got to go all the way around again, and then we can get to Water Anone, and what we'll do is we'll try pulling the lever twice and then see where the journey cloth links us, and I have a feeling it will link us to Space Anone. But how did we get the journey cloth and the main link point out of sync previously? It must be the levers that we pull in the back rooms. Now the back room in Fog Anone just there wasn't active. So what we'll do when we get back to Water Anone is we'll test that back room again. Okay, well now we're in Space Anone. Well which order do I want to do? Do I want to go and test the Space Anone back room lever? Or do I want to... work my way around to Water Anone and pull the main tower lever twice? There's two kind of different options there. If I go back to Relto now and Journey Cloth, I should get to the Space Anone back room. Yeah, let's test that. So the Fog Anone back room lever was not active. This should take us to the Space Anone back room. It has... Oh, but we can't get out of this door. Oh, we need that cloth. Ugh. Fine. Have we been in the Space Anone back room? Have we been over to that side of the platform? I think we have. Okay, right. It's been a long time coming. But we're making a diagram. Okay. So. Water. Fog. Space. And statue. Right. Space Anone. You have got a locked door this side. You have got an open door this side. So we will represent that as here, here. So locked door, path of the shell cloth. Right? I don't know if we've been there. And we'll fill these out. Because this is going to be part of the reason why you have two cloths at all. So the Water Anone then, right, just from memory, had the two things. It had this. So we have not been inside that room yet. We got into this room in Fog Anone. Yeah. Okay. So we've not been into that room yet. The cloth is on that side. And I think both doors were just open. So I don't think we have a locked door on the water one. So okay, that's fine. We've got to Relto out of here then. Water, says Tom Dodd. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. There we go. Myst 5 uses the same engine as this one. Oof. Everett Topanga says, unlike Riven, Myst 1 has mostly been George Lucas-esque remakes, making minor adjustments and then taking some back out for the next remake. I like that. That's a good analogy. URU is made in a later version of the engine that was used to make real Myst. If I am interested after Myst 5, there is an URU demo released from 1999 to 2000 that showed off this engine for the first time, so by the time End of Ages was out, it was pretty old. I actually don't know what year End of Ages was published, to be honest. I really hope they do make a Myst 6 one day. But so far, I've managed to stay totally spoiler-free on Myst 5 End of Ages. Like, I don't even know who the protagonist is. Are we going back to the stranger, or are we the URU self? You know? So I'm trying to keep sort of reasonably spoiler-free on Myst 5. I'm kind of interested to see where the story ends. I know Atris makes an appearance, and I believe Yeesha's in it. But yeah. It'll definitely be an experience. I'm kind of hoping that... Oh, I kind of vaguely know, of course, that the Bahro might be back. Yeah. Okay, so there's the big crack. The big crick hasn't moved. Right. The big crack has not moved. Now. We are... Oh my word. Come on. Come on. You can do it, URU man. Okay. I'm sure that's... I'm sure we went over there first time. Did we go over there first time? Maybe. Now I'm starting to doubt myself. The reason I'm starting to doubt myself is because I sort of remember this sort of rope bridge thingy over here, and I'm like, is that the one we actually went to? Maybe the edge of the thing hasn't moved. I don't know. But yeah, okay. We're going to pull this one twice, and then we're going to see if the journey cloth takes us to space. So we pulled it once when we went to fog last time. I have a feeling that doing this twice is just going to take us to space, right? My kind of slightly wild hopes for Myst 5. I hope Gen comes back, because Gen was way too good of an antagonist to only feature in one game. But I doubt he's coming back. It would be nice. Let's go. Yeah, have him arrive again. Very good. Star Shadow X2. Glad you're here. Okay. Our journey cloth now brings us to Space Anone. Okay, right. So we're in Space Anone. And guess what? I bet the main book is going to take us to Space Anone as well. If I were to criticise this puzzle slightly, it does take an awful long time because of the walking and the linking. It does take an awful long time to test your theories out. So now, with that, I want to get to the Foganone back room, right? So somehow we did something that got the back room and the main room out of sync with each other last time, and therefore at the start of this episode, and now they're back in sync with each other, right? Because we reset our journey cloth position. And clearly, to get into the statue, you need them to be out of sync. Because it relies on you pulling the lever and having something move such that you are you can then use your main linking position to get into the statue room. There must be something, though, in the other back rooms, maybe through the locked doors, that helps with the puzzle, though. Because simply getting back to the statue room doesn't do anything, right? We've been in the statue room twice, and that didn't actually help. So pulling this lever here just moves both of these at the same time. Pulling the back lever. Now, when we were here first time, we were definitely fiddling around with that lever before going into the back room. But we fiddled around with both. Now, we've been to the fog one, and the fog one didn't activate the back room lever. But that might depend on, like, where you are in the rotation. You know? Do I know the story reason that Anone is like this? Asked anyone twitching. Yes, vaguely. Vaguely. It's to do with Kadish believes, or at least he wants other people to believe, that he is the grower from the legend, and to convince people of that, he is trying to make people believe that he can travel through time. And he's constructed this thing to that end. Okay, so that's not active. Okay. You guys are going to hate this a little bit. Oh no, we can't go out this way. You guys are going to hate this a little bit because it's going to involve a lot of swimming. Actually, it doesn't need to involve a lot of swimming. It can involve half as much swimming, because we're going to reactivate this journey cloth, and then we can link back here. Right? But what we're going to do... No, do you know what? I think it's quicker to swim back out to the tower than to link there. And then we link back to the back room. No, we can't, because if we move the tower around, we can't actually link back to that spot anyway, because the whole thing moves. So, you're going to probably hate this test, but what we're going to do is we're going to go out to the tower, we're going to pull the lever, then we're going to go out to this back room. Dodo says, so we've been to Bunker 3 only? Well, yeah. So, wait, no, not in Bunker 3. What? The door out the back of the back room, we've only been able to open that in Foganone, which would be Bunker 2. Assuming that's what you mean by bunker. So what I'm assuming, so what I'm going to test now, as far as you can see, I'm just going around in circles. I know what you're saying there. You are, because we're literally going around in circles, right? That is not lost on me. Am I sure about that? Am I sure that we're going around in circles? Oh shoot. Well, No. Well, I'm kind of assuming we're going around in circles because the thing's a sphere. What we're going to do... Now, we've tested pulling that once. We've tested pulling that twice. What I would like to do is pull that and now see if that activates the lever back here. Come back here. Oh, I said I'd link there. Oh, no, I said I couldn't link there. Yeah, okay. We're going to see if that activates the lever out here. Then we're going to swim back, pull it again, see if that activates the lever. I have a feeling that there's like a position where the lever out the back here starts working. That's my thinking. Anyway. Dodo says, you didn't mean literally, you meant I kind of reset the puzzle. Ah, shoot. I thought you were making an amazing pun, Dodo. Kadish using hypercube, says Tom Dodd. Interestingly enough, Spiper has commented on the sound. You're the second person in the chat that's commented on the sound of that thing as it goes round, because James Moore's also commented on the sound of it earlier. Which makes me think I should be paying more attention to exactly what that sounds like. Okay, so we've pulled the lever once. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Going round in circles, you say? Can we, like, see it doing something out here? No? No, it's not doing something out there. And this door isn't open. PWJB says, in a great twist, it turns out Kadish actually did travel through time. He was a prankster, a real jape artist, right? He wanted to make people believe that he was faking traveling through time. But indeed, he was like 4D chessing this the whole time. Turns out, plot twist, he was actually the grower. He was actually the grower, but was trying to hide it by pretending to create an elaborate mechanism to hide the fact that he could actually just time travel. Kadish is probably that guy in Star Trek who pretended to be from the future. Okay, well now that that activated, I now have slight concerns about what I should go and do. I suppose we should go and use the regular link and then use the journey cloth link and see where that has now taken us. Yeah? So what we did was we pulled the tower once, which should move us round to Foganone, and then we've hit the back room once. Man, this is... I feel like we're kind of gradually brute forcing this puzzle. Huh. That I wasn't expecting. Fine. So we've done the tower once, and then we did the back room once, and that's put the main warp point in exactly the same place that it was before. But now what I'm very much expecting is that this is not going to link us to Water Anane, okay? This is not going to link us to Water Anone. This links us to Water Anone. Okay. Huh, yeah. That's different. What do you think the lever in the back room does? Asks PWJB. Well, I thought the lever in the back room... Well, so I thought that this was like an inner ring, outer ring kind of situation. Like the lever in the tower was moving the things together, and the lever in the back room was moving the outer ring offset, so the back rooms get offset to the main room. But yeah, that appears not to be the case. Yeah, what do I think the lever in the back room does? I think it levers things. Yeah, well put, Star Shadow. That'd be a good sequel, says Spiper. Kadish faked his death, and he comes back, and we're facing the Dark Grower. Oh, man. So, what do I think the lever in the back room's doing? I don't know. I've accidentally reset the puzzle, and I don't know what we did last time. And now, that one doesn't work. Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, Kadish. You fiend. You fiend. You're going to make me just awkwardly swan about. Just make me awkwardly swan about my... awkwardly swan about the realm. Should we go back to making a... So what does the lever in the water back room do? We got it engaged by pulling the tower once. Does the lever in the back room of Water Anone just reset the puzzle? Does the levers in the back room just reset you unless you have it lined up for the statue? Star Shadow says he could have at least written in a small boat. Or, even better, a little cable car. A little tiny train. Just to get us back and forth. Tell you what, we are getting some mad cardio out of this. What did the lever do when I used it the first time? Oh, Dodo. I was asked very specifically by the chat not to go back and try and work that out. I don't know. We fiddled with the levers a couple of times, and then before you knew it, the door in the back was open. That's what I remember. Like, there was no strategy to the first time we were fiddling with these. I just kind of fiddled with them, and then we solved the puzzle accidentally. Right. So that pulls it once. Now, pulling it once is going to get us, if we journey cloth at this point, it will get us out to the back room of Fog Anone. Okay. James says, for a game with magical teleportation books, it sure does relish in making you travel slowly. Well, I think it's, you know, it's part of the... Every destination is really about the journey, maybe. I don't know. Right. So this door is open. Aha! Now we have a journey cloth there. So we can get round to the other side of the space one. Fine. So fog, notably... Wait a minute! What's that over there? That looks an awful lot like a thing. Is it? Did we already take a picture of that one? Kind of hard to say. I don't think we have taken a picture of that one, but that definitely looks like it'll be a verse over there, isn't it? So, going back to our diagram then. So, fog has a locked door there, right? It has a journey cloth here in the corridor. And obviously we've not... no! This is the room that we have been in. This is the one that we have been in, and it takes to the thing. I would expect that pulling this right now... Yeah, that's not active. So let's pull... Yeah, so let's pull this journey cloth here, because then if we go to space, we can go and get the other journey cloth, and then we go back to fog. And we will see what's in that little bit there. Right, so let's go to space. This should take us to fog. Good. Okay, we're going to go to space. We're going to journey cloth. Get ourselves the new journey cloth point on the left hand side of that back room, then move ourselves back round to fog, journey cloth back, and we will be on that platform that was previously inaccessible. Alright? Okay. So, space. To any normal person, the things I'm saying make me sound like a madman. Oh dear. Feel free to try and make that a TikTok sound. Right, we go here and we go here. Boom, 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 boom. Now we're thinking with cloths. Okay, so we got the space. Now we're going back to Relto. We'll get the cloth going. Let's go to space to get to fog, to get the journey cloth. Now with that, we cloth over. Excellent. We are in space right now, so we've been to that side of the thing. We're going to hit this one up, and that means when we get back to fog, we will be in that little area that we couldn't get into previously. If I hit this one, I'm assuming this is not going to be activated. Nope. And so... Relto, main area, run back round until we get to fog again. Relto, main link, fog, fog, fog. Well, my friends, quick time check, quick reality check for all of us. It's approaching 20 to 10. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous that we're not going to solve this by the end of this episode. Like, but that's okay. Because, you know, these streams are more about hanging out whilst we pretend to solve puzzles Not actually about solving puzzles. Like, come on. That's not really what we're doing here at all. Star Shadow says I'm doing good. Thank you. Your encouragement is noted. So we're pretty much... I can't actually see what the reply is to. You wouldn't know that, only that we've opened the door twice now. At least I wasn't totally wrong with saying that we are walking in circles. Well, yeah. We went through the door, into the area beyond, but we couldn't really find anything to do in there. Indeed. And now we're kind of... and now we're stuck not knowing how to get back to where we were at the start of the episode. So there we go. We got trapped. We got trapped by our own puzzle reset. But to be fair, the puzzle reset was totally necessary. Because if we hadn't done a puzzle reset, we wouldn't have been able to get into the tower in Fogonone, and we wouldn't have the verse that is almost certainly going to be necessary later. Someone redeemed a what do you see in there as well. I know, I missed it. Brutal, brutal. Right, cloth. This is the point where I realise that this is a thing that we've already got, and I'm like, no! Or it's like just an upgrade to your thing. Oh no, it is just an upgrade to your thing. Oh. That doesn't feel so good. Just, says Zephyronicus. Well, unless it's going to help me solve the puzzle. We might not be too far from sciencing this out. So what is it that we got? What is it that we got? We got a giant... Oh, do you know what? That is actually pretty cool. Yeah, alright. Alright. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. That's kind of nice. It kind of reminds me of my own globe back here. Oh dear. Most people probably don't get that one. Ah, well. Okay. So, let's take stock. Somehow, through a combination of pulling... Okay, so Fogonone and Spacenone don't have a tower. Ignore that. Somehow, a combination of pulling levers in Fogonone, in the tower in Wateranone, and then the back room in Fogonone, Spacenone, and the other one, led me eventually somehow to have my back room journey cloth and the main warp point out of sync with each other. Right? Now, how is that physically possible? Unless the back room is moving independently of the main sphere. But it's not, because from the back room you can look out the tunnel, you can see which sphere you're in. So how is it that they're getting out of sync? And if I figure out how they're getting out of sync, then I can come up with a plan, right? What I need to do... Somehow I need to... Oh, yeah, okay. No, I got it. Right, okay. I need to touch a cloth after I've moved the thing, right? I need to link into Water Anone. I need to move the tower, and then I need to touch the cloth. And what that will do is my link point is still in position A. I use the tower to move everything round. No, wait, hang on, wait, sorry. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work because when you... Wait, you pull the tower and you're going to move everything around. Yeah. No. That works, right? So, you link into position A. You pull the lever in the tower. Water Anone moves round to position B. Your link still takes you to position A. Whilst you're in position B, you go and touch a journey cloth, right? And the only journey cloth that's available to you is the one in the back room of, like, whatever. Well, actually, no, because in Water Anone, you could touch any journey cloth in Water Anone, couldn't you? The back room makes the most sense to touch, obviously, right? And then you've got a link. Yeah, okay, that's it. Right. Well, let's just go and do that then. You know, like that makes the most sense to do, really. Only one way to find out. Dodo suggests the question, where do you want to be to get through the open door? Well, I don't know. But, like, there are only two possible offset positions that we can try, right? We can pull the thing once, right? Oh, sorry. Okay, no. I know what you're getting at. Yeah, is because in Water Anone we're going to hit a journey cloth here, but Space Anone has a locked door there, right? So we don't want to do that. So we need to go effectively. So we might need to pull it more than once, actually. Maybe. I don't know. But to be fair, all this work only actually gets us back to the start of this episode, right? And if we can get back to the start of this episode, I'll be reasonably happy. And, I don't know, well... ideas for titles of what to call this episode when we upload it. It's like the one where we actually make negative progress. Like... If I return to the start of the episode, can I just loop it? Yeah, can I just loop it round? Oh, Tom Dodd suggests Negative Time as a title. make our own Kadish time loop. Part X-1. Strong suggestions. Return of the start of the Ring of the Lord. Right, so we need to do Water Anone. Now, let's work this out a little bit, right? Because we know that when you... Okay, we know that what replaces Water Anone in position A is going to be Fog Anone, right? Which means that... Hang on, wait a minute. So I've got to work this out. So we touch the journey cloth after we move. So the journey cloth would still take us to Water Anone. The main thing will take us to Fog Anone. We need the journey cloth to take us, though, to Fog Anone. So I think we just rotate the thing a second time. Or we can just link in and out, right? Because I have a feeling that this mechanism here basically just does the same function as linking in and out of the age. So we move everything here. Incidentally, we are probably only going to be going as far as validating that this is indeed true, and then kind of wrapping the stream up there. Because it is getting pretty close to time to wrap up here. Okay. As long as we leave it in a point where our journey cloth brings us to a sensible location, that's pretty fine. And I think we only want to offset it by 1. Because if there are 4 locations, I'm assuming that what happens is when you link out the 3rd time, it just skips a sphere, right? Right, so we've pulled the thing has moved. I have a feeling that that just resets it, but it might not, don't know. Like, it might move it backwards rather than reset. So, that pulls that. We then go... So we want to journey cloth to Fog Anone, which means we need to take the main one. Right, we take the main link. This should now be Fog Anone. Good. And then when we link out of here, if we journey cloth, we should journey cloth into the Fog Anone back room. Okay. Hopefully. Yeah, because what we're going to do is we're going to get out of here, which will turn the main link point into Space Anone. But the back room should still be Fog Anone. And Does that mean that we then have a door that can open? Well... Right, so this will then be space anon, eh? Right, and now... Oh no, have I done something wrong? Chat is suggesting I might have made a bit of an error. Hang on. Here we go. This is Fog Anone. Which is what we wanted, right? Because now we have a door that's open for us. Ah. Okay. So. That's really good. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab this journey cloth here, which means we then don't need to worry about which door is open and which door is closed. You see what I mean? Nice. Okay. Everyone seems to think I've made a critical error there. Like, maybe I had the solution and then just didn't. So I've got Kick on YouTube saying, let's try that again. James says you can only go up from here. Dr. Spire coming to my defense to say that, don't worry, he's figuring it out. PWJB, the spiral in the circle, the wheel in the wheel. Dodo very helpfully said, wait! Have I checked out the new lines from the book? I haven't yet. No. Well, my friends, that is going to wrap us up for today's episode of URU Complete Chronicles Path of the Shell. Well, what a stream. We are getting there. We're getting there. We're like, okay, we now know how to offset ourselves between the main rooms and the back rooms. We just kind of need to now work out what these levers in the back rooms are actually doing, and that will be useful in solving the puzzle. Thank you all very much for coming along today. If you're watching on YouTube in the future, please do consider hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. I will see you hopefully next week with another episode of URU Complete Chronicles Path of the Shell. Bye for now. Okay, so that is the goodbye for YouTube in the future to everyone who is here